Hello and welcome to today's video. Today is a quick video that I'm kind of excited about. So Diamine is one of my favorite ink brands, and recently they released this line, the Forever ink line, and this is micro-pigmented or nano-pigmented, water resistant or permanent fountain pen inks from Diamine, and there's like 16 colors, which is awesome. Firstly, I have to say I love this packaging. That's how I label my boxes. I do the same on the cap of the bottle so I can see what they are looking down on them. But I love this. So I got the bottle of blue indigo, but I also got samples of 11 other colors. So in all, I've been able to swatch up 12 of the Forever inks from this line of inks, and I think they're fantastic. It says waterproof and light fast. Shake well. Shake well because it's got pigments in it. It says there, to avoid hard starts, replace pen cap when not in use. Ensure bottle cap is sealed correctly after use. Regular pen hygiene is recommended. So by that they mean don't let it dry out in your pen, clean your pens properly, and everyone will be fine. Permanent pigment ink for fountain pen, dip and calligraphy pens and brushes, 50 mils, made in the UK. Said Diamine standard inks are really fantastic. They're safe, they're clean, they're easy to use, all that kind of stuff. And this Forever ink line is going to take a little bit more work than the standard ones, just because it is pigmented. So I would avoid putting these inks personally in my high-end pens or my piston or vac fillers, things like that. Standard cartridge converter for me is absolutely the way to go. In fact, I have this particular one, the Blue Indigo, currently in my Diplomat Excellence A2. So that kind of gives you the idea that I'm fine putting it in fountain pens, because this is one of my favorite fountain pens, and it's not a cheap fountain pen, but I tell you what, it writes beautifully in that. And this Blue Indigo is a great color, but we have a bunch of them to look at, so let's get started. So I have them here on Tomo River paper. This is 52 GSM Tomo River, nice lightweight paper. But I've got their Blue Indigo, which has fantastic red sheen. If I can get that to sort of show up, it's really cool. These are all kind of relatively wet inks. Now, they're not all going to be professional use inks. Some of them are going to be more suited to art. They all have a glossy kind of finish. That's the pigment, the nature of a pigmented ink. So we have Blue Indigo, as I said, lovely rich blue with a bit of red sheen. We've got Tiger Lily, which is a really interesting sort of brighter red with a bit of shine to it. We've got Coral Blaze, which is this sort of orange that sort of hits with this like sheen of gold. Honey Pot, which is an interesting sort of lighter orange. Has some nice dark shading in it. Then you've got Solar Yellow. This is the lightest one. This is the least writable one of the set that I tried. But it still looks great on the page. Fantastic for art, and you can mix these inks. So if you wanted to make a little set using, as I said, though, I didn't get 4 of them, and there's a magenta ink in the set that would work really well in terms of mixing with things like the yellow and some of the lighter blues to help you create just about any color you're after. Butterscotch is interesting. There's a lot. These inks do take a while to dry. I will say that also. Like, they do take longer to dry on the page. So that's a smudge from that was closed, like, I want to say a good handful of hours after I made this page up. But Butterscotch is a nice sort of slightly warmer brown. Once again, all very glossy. Red Ochre, another of my favorites. I currently have that inked up in a pen as well. Really enjoying writing with it. Raven, a good solid black. If you're going to have a permanent ink line, you need a black. And this is good. Like, it looks black, particularly more so in the writing than in the little swatch there. Amazonia, very cool green. Nice vibrant green. I enjoyed it a lot. Passion Flower was one I was also very interested in. Purple is one of my favorite ink color families, and to have a permanent purple is great. Like I should say, Blue Indigo is the closest to a blue-black from the set. If they were going to add more colors, I think a closer to a blue-black permanent ink. I know Diamine already have their registrars blue-black, which is fantastic. But in this set, I think it'll be great. Then back down here, we've got Skyline. Beautiful, bright, vibrant blue. Like, isn't that just gorgeous? Little hits of red sheen. And then Aqua Surf, which is a lovely turquoise. So there's there's another red, I think there's another brown, there's the magenta, things like that. So there's a few other colors that I don't have to look at here, but this gives you a good idea of the kind of color range you can expect from this Forever ink line. Now, I have also written with them on Rhodia. So here is my writing sample on Rhodia. This is standard 80 GSM Rhodia paper. Now this one has been water tested. Like, it actually has been water tested. So I've written with them all here, and then I just wrote like a little sentence with each. And on the word quick, you can kind of see how the paper's buckled a little bit. I ran a, you know, like a water brush pen over all of that. And you can see absolutely nothing budged, nothing faded. Down to the yellows, the lovely rich reds and browns, nothing. Not a single bit of movement on any of these inks. And for the sake of the exercise, once again, with this water brush pen, let's just pick one. Let's go with the black. So we've got Raven here. So this is just a water brush pen. It's not budging at all. Like, it's not moving at all. On some papers, particularly glossy coated papers, you may get a little bit of movement of these because they are pigmented. You can lift up the pigment, move it around a little bit, but it's not budging. So what this means for this line of inks, in particular, from my perspective at least, is that, you know, they would make a really lovely option for artists. So I do watercolor ink art and things like that. This black, for instance, would be great for outlining and things like that, because you can go over it with a watercolor and it's not going to move. Here on Rhodia, it performs beautifully. There's no bleed through or anything like that. It's all perfectly behaved. As I said, I've got blue indigo here in my Diplomat Excellence. So we've got Diamine. Writes beautifully. They feel great on the page. And once, you know, as with any sort of permanent ink, once it's dry, you know, that's when it becomes watertight. So yeah, artists are going to be able to use these inks as the mixability of them. It's great. Coming from a brand like Diamine that has such international coverage as well. Like, I bought this one from Pulp Addiction here in Australia, and about $35 for the, I think it's 40 ml, 50 ml bottle. So they are more expensive than the standard inks, kind of like double the price, but they are pretty watertight. And at the moment with 16 colors, it's a great start. Love to see some more. As I said, another blue, a proper blue black would be fantastic. But as a first overview of these inks, I think they're interesting. I think they look great. Good colors, great performance. So if you're interested, check them out. I'll link to Pulp Addiction down below, but you can go to any Diamine retailer, and eventually I hope all of them will you know, be able to you know, stock these. But yes, go to Pulp Addiction in the meantime. But thank you for watching. I hope you found this video about a first look at 12 of the Forever inks from Diamine to be interesting and useful. I've certainly enjoyed using them and seeing what they're all about. So like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your inks, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.